So, Ross Young just told us today that the new iPhone SE could feature an hole punch design, just like the Samsung's. The renders are very similar to the Samsung S21 and S21 Plus screen, which is a flat screen with an hole punch on the top left side. Personally, I believe that this design is kind of silly. Apple won't switch up the notch. Why? Because I think right now Apple sees the notch as an emblematic design. And as everyone knows that Apple doesn't kill emblematic designs without switching to another. And the hole punch, it's no emblematic design that people look at it and say, that's an iPhone. That's a common thing that everyone in the Android side uses. Apple won't switch to a common thing. They want to use their thing. So when people see their phones, they say, that's an iPhone. And that's one of their big marketing strategies. But that's wandering off the topic. In this video, I'm covering the new report that Ross Young leaked today on his Twitter account, talking about the 2022, that's the date that he thinks is coming, the 2022 iPhone SE. And let me tell you why I think that's wrong, and I think that's coming in 2023 with a different design. Roll the intro. So, first of all, I believe that the iPhone SE, the new one, is coming in 2023. Why? Because Apple releases iPhone SEs at the end of the design cycle. So, for example, when they released the iPhone SE 2020, it was the end of the design cycle of the iPhone 11, so they used the past design. For example, they used the design from the iPhone 8. When the iPhone 12 series design ends up and they redesigned the phone, so the 13 or 14, it's not 13, but it's the 14 series, because the next one will be called 12S, then it's 13, then it will be the iPhone 14. That's when Apple redesigns the phone. When they redesign the new phone, they will launch the iPhone SE with a design from the iPhone 10. I believe it won't be the stainless steel and glass from the iPhone 10, but the aluminium and glass from the iPhone 11. Personally, I believe that the iPhone SE will be most likely as similar as possible to the iPhone 11. Probably it will have two cameras, an ultra-wide and a wide camera, and very similar to the iPhone 11's screen, so an LCD top to bottom. If you analyze the iPhone SE 2020, the redesign is recycled from the iPhone 8, and the iPhone SE 2016, the redesign was recycled from the iPhone 5S. So you can see that in 2016, Apple released the iPhone 7, so they reutilized the design from the iPhone before that. It was the iPhone 6S. Then in 2020, 4 years later, they used the design from the iPhone 8, which was the redesign introduced on the iPhone 7, and they released that with the iPhone SE when they released the iPhone 12 series, which was in 2020, the new design substituting the iPhone 11's and 10's design. So you can see that Apple uses the design before the redesign that they are replacing. So it's a 2 generation behind design. The new iPhone SE in 2023, I believe it will have an LCD screen, the same speakers, the same body, with the Apple logo centered as the iPhone 11. The same cameras, probably the better cameras, and an A16 or A17, whichever is the chip that's in that time. So I don't think that it will come with an hole punch display, as they're saying, with Touch ID. Ross Young is a very reliable leaker in terms of displays, but as we've seen, Apple has been fooling leakers the last few months, because they're getting a lot of stuff right, but a lot of stuff wrong. And normally, the leaks that are wrong are from the factory, so are from the supply chain, because, okay, we learned this from leakers, but some leakers told us, I think it was on Everything Apple Pro's video, that Apple is tightening security on their factories. So the leaks coming from the supply chain will be affected in their truthfulness and reliability. So in my opinion, we have to take these leaks with a huge grain of salt. And when people talk about the iPhone SE, the next generation one, they're very different opinions, because you can see that Min-Chi Kuo last month talked about it coming in 2022 with the same design as the iPhone 11, and now it comes Ross Young saying it could come in 2022 or 2023, not in 2021. But John Porces told us that we could have an iPhone SE Plus in 2021. So they're not certain about the iPhone SE. the only thing that we can take and appreciate is that they release every new iPad every 1.5 years. They release the iPhone every single year. They redesign the MacBook every 4 to 5 years. So they have a certain timeline for each product and each redesign. So I think that iPhone SE is following a 4-year product redesign. So the iPhone SE 2016, the iPhone SE 2020, and the iPhone SE 2023 or 2024. I believe that Apple won't recycle this new iPhone SE 2020 soon. So if you are waiting for a $300 iPhone SE, do not. Just wait a bit that the iPhone 11 drops the price, or even go for an iPhone 12 next year when it goes to probably $500 or $600. The 12 mini will be a great deal next year, by the way. To finish this video, we can say that the iPhone SE is characterized by being an old design with a new chip, which makes it a great deal at a low price. So in 2023, I believe that it will have an iPhone 11's body with an iPhone 14 chip, which means it will have an A16 chip. And probably same hardware in terms of cameras of the iPhone 11, but with a lot better machine learning behind it, it will have a lot better cameras too. So guys, take these leaks from the iPhone SE with a huge grain of salt. They are good to hear, which means that Apple didn't kill that line yet, but I think they are very inaccurate, and I think that Apple hasn't made its mind either, because we are very far away from the next iPhone. These leaks with 2 or 3 years from advance are always almost wrong, because in the future no one will remember who leaked it. So please take these leaks with a lot of salt and do not believe everything you read, and do not wait or do not buy any phones because you are expecting a phone that is coming in 1 or 2 years. Buy if you want to, buy when you need to, and enjoy that product as much as you can, because that was the best thing you could have bought for you in that moment. Until Apple talks about it on an event, it's not confirmed. And even when Apple talks about it on an event, it's not confirmed either, as you saw in AirPower. But until Apple launches it and you can buy it, it's not confirmed. So do not believe everything you see on the internet. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like down below, comment also. Don't forget to subscribe. This was Tech Sumer talking to you here. Bye.